This is my second attempt at doing this vlog for today because the first one I did was uber depressing. There's just been a couple of things that I've read about in the news or I have watched on other channels that have given me pause to think. One of those is the story of another YouTube channel. I believe it's called Dad of Five or Daddy of Five, something along those lines. Do not go to this channel. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's about a father with 5 kids, and they video their life. And much of what he videos are pranks that he pulls on the kids or gets the kids to pull on one another. But these are not pranks. These are moments of emotional, mental, and physical abuse on these children. And they've shown enough of the excerpts that I'm thinking, even if this was an isolated incident, this one scene or these 4 scenes that I've seen, then it shouldn't happen. Okay, and this channel has over 100,000 subscribers. So I'm even more saddened that there's 100,000 people out there who felt like this was worth subscribing to so they can get the regular updates to it. That's the first thing that spurred this vlog. The second thing is a story that I read last night about what happened to a teacher in an elementary school locally here in a neighboring county. It's your standard parent conference. It's about a kindergarten student. The mother becomes angered, probably enraged is a better term to use, within the first 5 minutes of this conference. The principal ends the conference because the mother has gotten so out of control and asks her to leave the building. As she is leaving the conference, the room, she reaches into her bag and douses the teacher with lighter fluid. The teacher runs to the restroom because it's gotten into her eyes and it's burning her eyes. She's trying to flush it out of her eyes. And as she's doing this, the mother issues threats that she's going to kill the teacher, she's going to burn the teacher, and she's going to burn the school down. Obviously, this parent is in custody, but I'm watching this, reading this rather, and I'm going, what the heck? I tell these 2 stories because you never know what's going on in a child's life. Here in the public schools, we take anybody and everybody. We've got a place for you. And over the last 27 years, I have taught some students that have had some real problems. Like the kid who now has a mother who has been incarcerated because she poured lighter fluid on another person and threatened to burn her alive. Or the set of children who are being forced to beat each other up or yell at each other or are continually being pranked by their father who thinks that it's a great way to show off your family to the world. When I taught high school, some of the problems that I knew kids were experiencing were things like, I'm pregnant, my boyfriend is breaking up with me, what am I going to do? To, I'm pregnant, my boyfriend broke up with me, I've decided to get an abortion. This happened to me my first year of teaching, and that was a couple of heavy days for me. Trying to process that as a 21-year-old fresh out of college teaching. It's kind of hard to focus on Algebra 2 and all the other finer and more fun points of high school when you're dealing with that. I've had students who were seriously mentally ill, bipolar, schizophrenic, suicide attempts, severely depressed. And then there's the whole myriad of kids who have active military duty parents who are on the front lines and getting shot at with real bullets, or has a friend who walked across an IED. The kids who don't have parents that are being raised by an aunt or an uncle or a grandparent. Had the kid who has gone to the teachers that he felt most comfortable with and said, can you adopt me? There's a lot of emotional hurt and our kids for a variety of reasons. So what's my real point in bringing this up other than sharing these sensational stories? I don't know what my point is. But these two stories have hit hard for me as I have thought about what our kids go through. And I'm not going to deal with the fact that we have to figure out a way as public school teachers to help that child to perform well academically in spite of these things that are going on. Don't want to go there. It's not important. I think what's most important for me is this aspect of my job, and that's the giving of hope to a child or a child's parents. I end every one of these episodes with the phrase, give somebody a reason to hope. And I truly, truly mean that. When we define teacher success, when we set our sights on wanting to be a teacher, when we look at content that we were really geeking out about, and I've actually got a video that I want to do soon just about how awesome functions are. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. Those are all small parts of the job though. Sometimes the biggest part of the job is finding that opportunity, recognizing that opportunity to give some kid a reason to hope, and not just seeing it as an opportunity, but actually fulfilling it.
I gotta stop eating stuff right before I'm getting ready to record. This is the second time I've done this today. I'm gonna make this quick because I don't have air conditioning in this car, and I have this window rolled up so that there's not all this wind noise, and I've got my little portable fan right here turned off for the moment, so that's not providing background noise. But I'm going to do take 3 of this episode for today because I didn't really like where things were going with even the second take. I received a card the other day that honestly really touched me, and someone had written in this card about how well I build relationships with kids. I was talking with a colleague earlier this week about that whole thing and kind of joking about it, and I said, I don't know how to tell somebody how to build a relationship with somebody because this is what I do. I'm just an idiot. And I mean that in the truest sense of the world. I am a big, silly goofball in class and with all people, honestly. And somehow or another, that endears me to folks, I guess, until they get to know me, and then they're like, "Well, yeah, he's not funny all the time. He's got a dark side." Okay, I'm gonna get some air flowing while I think about this. Everybody builds relationships with folks, whether they have some formula for it or not. But here's the easiest thing in the world to do. Look at a kid that's wearing sandals or flip-flops, even if you don't know that kid, and say, "Your shoe's untied." And they'll look down, they'll be like, "I don't have laces." And that's when I say, that's why they're untied. Doesn't the prefix "un" mean not? Well, yeah, they're not tied. If there's no laces, they can't be tied, therefore they're untied. And usually what happens is the kid looks at you like, you have got to be the stupidest guy ever. And you can tell if it's oh, isn't that sweet, this guy is stupid telling me dad jokes, or it's oh my gosh, this guy's an idiot. And they just kind of look at you with great displeasure. If they don't look at you with the great displeasure, 2 days later when you see that kid, do it again. And eventually you build a relationship. I guess we could call this the dad joke method of building relationships. If a kid's wearing a shirt that has a professional sports team on it, ask them if that's their favorite team. Why is that your favorite team? that kid will start talking. It's really easy to build relationships. You ask questions and then you listen to the answers, and you'd be surprised how easily it is to build relationships. Positive relationships. And when you build positive relationships, it increases the likelihood that that person with whom you have the relationship will be willing to listen to you or be willing to open up to you when they need to be given a reason to hope. And that's the way I really want to end this episode for today. So now go back out there into the world, find somebody that needs it and give them a reason to hope. And who knows, maybe you've learned something new today. If not, go out and do that. Now we're going to officially sign off on this video, and you know what I need you to do. I need you to comment, I need you to like, I need you to subscribe, and I will see you next time.